Right there, my friends. That's the difference between neurobiofeedback and not neurobiofeedback. So, welcome back to the channel. Sunny Stiver here. Sunny Stiver's Biohacking Research Show. Shakalaka boom. Last video I put up was, I shared with you guys a session of brain core training. So I literally sat in my recliner for 7 straight days. It was a challenge. I actually achieved my goal. My goal was 70 sessions in 7 days. I've got Top Gun on loop, and I don't even care if the YouTube algorithm picks it up or not. Here, I'll turn it down for you guys, though. Maybe you don't want to hear it. So, Monday ended, and it was to get 10 sessions in a day. Okay, so technically that's only 5.5 hours, right? But you gotta keep your leads on your head. You gotta get up, go to the bathroom. You gotta eat. You gotta take breaks. You know, and it, for whatever reason, when I did this protocol, for whatever reason, the leads kept melting on my head. It was like the paste that connects the leads, it just, I don't know. Here's the difference between neurofeedback and not neurofeedback. Watching a helicopter fly across your house and being in the cockpit, which I happen to know a little bit about because I got to do a fly along with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Department. And I told my practitioner, I said, the difference between neurofeedback and not doing is the difference between sitting in the bleachers watching an Indy 500 race and being in the car driving. That's the difference, you guys. I can't. My psychiatrist says, you need to be the spokesperson. I'm like, yeah. Can somebody like hit them up, let them know? So, and here's what's interesting. Since then, so I am filming this on November 6th. We're in a presidential, okay, so we had an election on Tuesday. It's Friday. We still don't know who the president is. As a stock trader, aspiring stock trader, I spent almost 3 years studying stock trading, and which is really pattern recognition is all it is. But you have to follow the news, and you have to follow politics. And I got completely away from that because my body was just, it couldn't handle the stress, first of all. And then as a conservative libertarian, really, I mean, I identify more with John F. Kennedy Jr. I mean, in the United States, depending on where you're watching me from or what point in history you're watching me from, yeah, it's just really interesting right now. And I just did not realize how invested I was in Trump being president. I love him. He's a bull in the china shop. He calls it the way it is. And it's interesting when people say, well, he flip-flops. It's like, no, did he actually flip-flop or did he evolve? Right? There's a difference. And that night, so I came in, we went to Costco, loaded up on meat. We already loaded up on toilet paper, just in case, you know, something gets weird. So I got food, I got toilet paper, and then I got caught up watching, and I missed my group on Tuesday. I'm like, I didn't even know it until the next morning. I'm like, oh God. But when you do neurofeedback, it takes a while, and it's interesting. It's like, one of the times in one of my arrests, I actually got arrested as I was getting drunker. So I drank, I got arrested, and by the time I got to jail, I was in a blackout. I mean, I was getting drunker as the situation because I had consumed so much. Well, with neurofeedback training, the solidification of the synapses and the interruption of the synapses and how that all works, it actually isn't just like it's right now, but then it solidifies over time. And so those benefits come over time. And so Tuesday, when Monday evening was I hit my target on Monday. Tuesday was the election, and I crashed. So Monday, when I hit my target and I took a shower and I passed out cold because I'd hit the target, right? Mission accomplished. And I took a shower, laid down for a nap, and I thought, when I woke up, I heard my husband come in, and I woke up and I thought, oh God, I've messed up. It's dark out. I know, because I felt like I'd been asleep for like 8 hours. I'd been asleep for an hour and a half. I was like, Shazam! And then that night, my sleep was amazing. And then my sleep's actually been amazing since then. And the election happened, and I got caught up. But here was what was interesting. I went to bed fairly full of anxiety and not excited about what was going on in my country. And, you know, the idea of landing in a socialist country was just not, I'm all about freedom. Like, capitalism. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I'm not an entitlement socialist no. And so what was interesting is I put on one of my Anthony Reed overnight hypnosis, and I thought, you know what? Brain, I just need you to go and do what you need to do. And I woke up at 4:30 the next morning in an amazing position, mentally and emotionally. I was like, you know what? There have been some really amazing people born out of socialist countries. I might just have to be one of them. But that's the difference between neurofeedback and not neurofeedback, right? I cannot, the ability to just rebound. I mean, it's like the dips are not, they're not even it's like I don't even know. I mean, what used to be a massive mountain is not even a speed bump in my world anymore. And it doesn't matter what craziness is going on around me either. And I mean, I spent decades trying to get unhooked from emotional codependency, and I thought that I was an empath, and I was so empathic and so sensitive I couldn't go out into public, which left me being agoraphobic. It's like, no, your physiology was all screwed up. That's what was going on. And your brain waves was not functioning all correct and at their optimum level. So there you go. That's the update on that. And the next update, and really, it's about legacy, right? Everybody is writing their legacy today. By the way, you are writing your legacy today in real time. Question is, are you paying attention? So one of the things that I've had the pleasure of doing that I really believe was a defining mission for me, a defining moment, a defining experience when I was in Bible school or up at Faith Community Church, and I wrote a personal mission statement. And part of doing that personal mission statement was doing the work out of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, where you write your own eulogy. And the exercise was, don't just write your own eulogy as if you died today. Do that. But write what people, put yourself in their shoes and what their experience was with you. And more specifically at the time for me was, what's your daughter, Vanessa, for me? What's your dad? What's your mom? If they wind up in a therapy session, what are they going to be talking about? Right? And that has fueled my fortitude on a lot of things since then. One of the things, is it Genghis Khan, the author of The Art of War? He talks about that the battle is won before the first shot is fired, before the first arrow flies. because it's all in here. Where's the battle? The battle is, and Joyce Meyer talks about that, the battle of the mind, and it all being all about trajectory and attitude, and leaving a legacy, and making those hard decisions, taking the hard action. It's like, when I have been labeled the black sheep, I have been labeled a bitch, I have been labeled the bad guy, I have been labeled a whole bunch of things. Letting out family secrets, calling a spade, no, we're not be doing this dysfunctional stuff. Yeah, been there, done that, and I don't care. Because somebody, if not me, who? And if not now, when? I mean, I've got 300 years of documented family history of weirdness. And there have been some amazing people back there. Don't misunderstand me. But what I am saying is, I'm not okay with just what you can see on the surface as being okay. I mean, my dad was an amazing man. I've talked about him before in other videos. But the reality of it was, the people closest to him at his services were like, survived that one. And you want to go to therapy? Yeah, because he was not a well man. I mean, mentally, the toxic metal load on his brain and the traumatic brain injuries that he sustained as a kid, with my grandfather beating on him, and then he was involved in a motorcycle accident and slammed his head up against a semi. He was just, and he got things distorted, right? And so, it's been 2.5 years, almost 2.5 years since he passed. And I didn't hate him at the time, but I wasn't grieving like this massive loss at his service either, because it was kind of a relief. It was like, oh God, thank God. And I've healed up the bad stuff to where I can capitalize on everything good that he taught me and all the amazing stuff that he did. But if you were close to him, it was not nice. And if you were close to me for a long time, it was not nice, because I was not right. I mean, I had a lot of things right, and I hit recovery at the age of 22, but for God's sakes, without neurofeedback, I wouldn't have gotten the clarity. Finally, it clicked. And one of the things they tell us is the longest 18 inches of your entire journey in life is between here and here. I spent a large part of my time on because you watch videos. So I was on YouTube, and I did some watching on quantum mechanics. I'll be talking about that coming up in the next few videos. But I just wanted to touch base. It's Friday. We still don't know who's president. And I'm pretty sure Dan Bongino's about to jump ship on Fox News. Maybe. Don't quote me on that. But he got something going on. We love you. Hit that like button. If you are new to my channel, I am post-MS, post-adrenal fatigue stage 4. Post-cancer for the moment, we're not sure about that, and post-breast implant illness. If you know anybody in your orbit that suffers from any of that, and if you're one of my regular subscribers, Robin, we love you, girl. Yeah, you guys know who you are. We love you. Leave a comment below. Start interacting with one another. I love you guys. I'm a hugger, and I would love to put my arms. Oh, you know what else I did? Check this out. My last pack of cigarettes that I bought, I had everybody autograph it. I had Bart, the cashier, and Todd, my manager, my buddy, and Dr. Zach, my myofascia guy, and I had everybody autograph my last pack. So I'd be sitting on my desk, probably put it in a case. You know how they got those break in case of emergency? We love you. Until next time, stay legendary.